Hi everyone. So today let's solve the problem regular expression matching. Yep. So let's see what the question states, Raman. See, we have been given an integer string s. See here, we have been given an integer string s. Yeah. So sorry, not integer string, input string. Sorry. Yeah. Input string s here and a pattern p and a pattern p. So we have to implement regular expression matching with support for dot as well as the star asterisk they have given right here, where dot matches any single character. Dot, what does it match? Dot matches any single character. And what does the this one asterisk match here? So this matches zero or more of the preceding element. Yeah, so that's what they have given in the question. The matching should cover the entire input string, not partial. So they have strictly mentioned here the matching should cover the entire input string, not the partial, right? So here we have the string double a and we have been given p this one. Quite obviously, by looking at it, we can say that it will be false, right? A does not match the entire string double a here, right? It has to match the entire string double a. Yep. So now we have been given string s this one double a, and we have been given string p equals a asterisk, right? So this one will be quite obviously true, right? So asterisk here, this matches zero or more of the preceding this one element. Yeah. So here see, asterisk means zero or more of the preceding element a. So therefore the repeating a once it becomes a itself. So this one will get converted to another a, as they have mentioned in the question matches zero or more of the preceding element. So we can just go with this one, a matches with the a. In that case we have to return true. Simple one. The final one here is s equals ab we have been given, and this one dot and asterisk we have given here, p equals dot and asterisk, right? So here see, this matches any single character. Suppose we consider this one as a, right? So star followed by this one asterisk, we can just consider b, right? The dot star means zero or more star of any character, right? So we can just go with here ab itself. In this case also we can just return true. We can just return true. Yeah. Now let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Let's discuss the approach followed by the complexities and then let's write the code. Yeah. Before hopping into the this one approach part, let me tell you, we will be making use of the dynamic programming. Yeah. So we will be making use of the dynamic programming. So we will be going with the 2D DP to solve this particular problem. Yep. So let's discuss the approach part. Let's move on with the approach part. Yeah. Let's consider the same example, man. This first example, A, and A, right? So here we will compare the first character, right? So pattern we have a, and string we have double a, string we have double a here. So we will compare the first characters. Pattern a matches with s of 0, this a, pattern a matches with the s of 0 a, right? So but the pattern has no this one asterisk and only one character, right? It can consume exactly one character here, right? Pattern doesn't have here star or even another character here. So in this case, but the pattern has no asterisk and only one character is present. It can consume exactly one character, right? After consuming one character from S, S still has another A. See here. So this one got consumed, right? So from the pattern. So this one got consumed. So these both are fine. So this A is still left here, right? After consuming one character from S, S still has another A left, but the pattern is finished here. We don't have anything within the pattern got finished here, right? So no way to match the remaining character, no way to, so there is no way to match this character, right? This character a, particular character a that is left in the string s. So therefore the result is false here, right? So in this case we have to return false here, right? In this case we have to return false, right? So the output that we got here is false, which is equivalent to the output that they have mentioned for the example one within the question. So our approach works absolutely correct here. As we are completely familiar with the approach, let's do one thing. Let's quickly discuss the complexities part. So what will be the time complexity accordingly with the approach that we discussed? So the time complexity would lead to pico of m into n. So the time complexity would lead to pico of m into n because we filled an m plus 1 into n plus 1 dp table with a pico of 1 work per cell. So overall time complexity would lead to pico of m plus n itself. Yeah. So we will be going with the dp of size this one. What do we call m plus n into n plus 1. Yep. m plus 1 into n plus 1. Just remember this one. So the what will be the space complexity here? Space complexity would lead to big of m into n as well, because we'll be going with a Boolean DP table of size, again as discussed, m plus 1 into n plus 1 respectively. So the time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we'll be writing in the future would be big of m into n and big of m into n respectively. Now, as we are completely familiar with the approach and the complexities part, we are good to write the code. Let's start writing the code. Yeah, so we'll be making use of the this one, length of the s as well as the p everywhere. So let me assign that one to the variable, right? So that we don't have to write s dot length and p dot length every time. Yeah, so this one will be s dot length, fine, and this one will be p dot length. Yeah, this is also fine. The next step would be, let's go with the dp of ij, whether s dot substring of I matches the p dot substring of j. Yeah, so let me go with boolean here. Boolean dp equals this one, new boolean of this one, m plus 1 into n plus 1 respectively. Yeah, we are just creating the dp table with the extra row or column for the extra row or column. That's it. Next, now let's set the both of the strings, right, empty. Right, if both strings empty, then there is a match. Initially, let's do one thing. Let's set the dp of m into true. Right, in simple terms, I'll just go with dp of m here n. Let me set this one to the boolean value. Yep, so this is fine. Now, as we are going with the DP table, we have to fill the DP for the cases where S is empty, but the pattern may have forms like A asterisk, whether it may be A asterisk, B asterisk, this one asterisk, etc. Right? So for that one, we have to fill the DP. Right? So let's move on with the iteration part, or let's move on with the for loop here. So I'll just go with for here. Int j equals n minus 1, j greater than or equal to 0. So let me decrement the say here. So within the for loop, if the next character is asterisk, then the pattern at j can match empty at the this one by skipping the x star, or x asterisk here. So this one, let me write the simple if condition. So I can just write it in this way. If j plus 1, see, look at this. If j plus 1 is less than n, and I'll just make use of caret here. So I'll just go with the caret, p dot caret at the this one, j plus 1 actually, right? If this is equivalent to the asterisk, right? If this is equivalent to the asterisk, then what we have to do, dp of mj will be actually equivalent to the dp of m j plus 2. This will skip the x followed by the asterisk, right? So I'll just write here dp of m j actually. So this one, let me assign this one to the dp of m followed by the j plus 2, dp of m followed by the j plus 2. This is fine. Else what we are gonna do, else else I'll just go with a dp of m j. Let me assign this one to the false. Let me assign this one to the false, meaning single character cannot match the MTS. Single character cannot match the MTS, right? So this one we have to keep this as false itself. This is fine. So now let's move on with the further things, right? So we have to fill the rest of the DP table. So let's go with the bottom up, right? So we are going with a bottom up approach here. So let's move on with the iteration part here. Two for loops as usual for the this one, as we're making use of the 2D DP table. So this one will be in going with the bottom up, right? So this one will be m minus 1 I greater than or equal to 0. So this one will be I minus minus. So within the for loop, I'll just go with one more for loop. So this one will be int j equals n minus 1 j greater than or equal to 0. Let me decrement the j, right? So we are just iterating s positions from right to left. Also, we are iterating p positions from right to left. Now let's do one thing. Let's check if the current characters match, considering the dot actually. Let me go with a boolean here. I'll just go with boolean first match here. So this one will be p dot char at. So this is fine. Char at j uh, equal to s dot char at. So this is also fine. So, or we'll be going with a p dot char at here. So this one of j, if it is equivalent to the dot actually, if it is equivalent to the dot, this one we are just assigning here, right? So sorry, I got confused. So this is fine. Yeah. Now let's move on with the, this one if condition. See, if there is a asterisk following p of j, then we have either of the two choices. What are those two choices here? We can just treat the x followed by the asterisk as zero occurrence, right? Nothing but dp of I j plus 2. Yep. So this is one thing. Or we can just go with if first match, then we have to consume one character from the s and stay at p of j. That is equivalent to the dp of I plus 1 j, right? So these two things we have to do. Let's write the code for that actually. Yeah, so I'll just write here, just you can just say this, just listen to this. J plus I if it is less than n, and v dot, I'll just go with a char at here. So this one, let me go with a j plus 1 if it is equivalent to asterisk here. So this is fine. I'll just go with the dp of ij equals dp of I, mm, j plus 2, or let me go with the first match here. Let me go with the first match here. dp of I plus 1 as well as the dp of I plus 1 as well as the yeah. So this is fine, man. Let me go with the else. Yeah. This is fine. The normal case here would be we have to consume one character in both s and p respectively, right? So we know this. Yeah. So I'll just go with the dp of ij here. dp of ij. Let me assign this one to the first match. So let me copy this one here. First match, and as discussed, we'll be going with a dp of, we have to consume this one, right? One character in both s and p. So I'll just go with I plus 1 and j plus 1 respectively here. So let me come out of this one entirely. We are left with only one thing. We have to return the with, or we have to check whether full strings match or not. Basically, we have to return dp of 0, 0, right? So I'll just return here dp of 0, 0. If all the strings matches, actually, we'll be going with a dp of 0, 0. Yeah. So let me format the code once and let me hit the run button. 1 second. Yeah. I hope this works for all the test cases. What happened to this one? This one actually double. Actually, ampersand it has to. Yep. Now let me hit the run button, man. Yeah, the sample test cases are getting passed. Actually, let me hit the submit button. So this had to be this one, ampersand actually. So the shift sometimes doesn't work in my keyboard. This is fine. Now all the test cases are getting passed, right? So whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct for all the test cases, right? I hope the solution part is completely clear along with the approach and the complexities. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.